absolute beautiful Aries friends, and welcome to your horoscope for June of 2022. And Aries, this month, nice forward motion to work with, even though we've got a couple of our outer planets stepping into retrograde, which is nice because we do sometimes need to let society even have a nap. So we'll talk through both Saturn and Neptune's retrogrades as they're coming up. But for the rest of the month, we've got Mercury coming out of retrograde right at the beginning of the month, giving us a signal that you've gotten information and had some experiences, especially around your money, your finances, the way you make money, that have likely triggered you, moved you, motivated you, whichever word works for you, into that Jupiter and Aries kind of action. I need to move forward. It's time for me to expand. I have learned something from past experiences and behaviors, and now I can take that forward. So really a lovely month to move energies forward. Now, before we jump into your forecast, if you are watching this while we're still in May, please make sure you have gone back into the YouTube Academy playlist and watched your class from Melissa LaFara on dignities and abilities. Also, watch your 2 classes from me on how to pull your chart from astro.com and chart anatomy. Make sure you've watched both of those because I'll be the next teacher taking you through the live Q&A as we enter into the YouTube Academy. All right, Aries, let's get in here and talk through what these dates have to offer us. So right at the beginning of the month on June 3rd, we've got Mercury coming direct. Now, I know I've said it 10,000 times and you're probably over it, but this is the full Mercury retrograde cycle for you to be considering. We had Mercury enter into pre-retrograde shadow time April 26th, and this happened at 26 degrees of Taurus. So lighting up your second house right there. Some financial business in your life, something connected to money, how you make money, started to really stew and turn and got your attention. And maybe this was even bringing in like a, hey, I could probably start to do this way. It doesn't necessarily mean it was negative, but it did get your attention, okay? Then we saw Mercury step into retrograde officially May 10th, and this was at 4 degrees of Gemini. So something having to do in your 3rd house, how you communicate, buying, selling, writing. Were you writing a book? Were you updating that website? What was happening in the 3rd house space for you? Today, we see Mercury coming out of retrograde on June 3rd, again at 26 degrees of Taurus. So we know whatever was going on around April 26th, it's back on your table. You have reviewed it. So what came back and got your attention around your money? Look back at that. What happened? And then we will see the last portion of this Mercury retrograde cycle, June 18th, back again at 4 degrees of Gemini. Now, what this gives me a clue of is, first of all, whatever financial ideas, trip-ups, dilemmas, even if you had an idea of maybe Gemini Taurus, I want to write a book and it can be passive income for me. Whatever these ideas looked like, now as we're going to be moving forward, you've got energy, Jupiter and Aries in your pocket to allow these things to expand out. Please, Aries, let me know in the comment section down below what has changed for you, because the energy of learning is now in your pocket, okay? Now, on the 4th, we're going to see Saturn step into its retrograde. Totally normal as well. The outer planets retrograde every single year, and they are a little bit quieter because they're further away from us, but I still feel like they are detectable and important for us to understand, okay? Now, Saturn is going to take its retrograde at 25 degrees of Aquarius. We will see it come direct in October at 18 degrees of Aquarius. So, between 18 and 25 of Aquarius on your personal chart, look at what Saturn is helping you hone in on and level up your mastery, take you to the next level. Where has it felt like, God, this is really hard? Or where do you feel like I have really mastered this and I am running with some success? Whatever it is, look back on that during this retrograde time, because the retrograde is making space for you to reevaluate if you do need to tighten some things up here, or if you're good to go and you can keep running with that expert level, okay? Now, on the 13th, we're going to see Mercury coming back into the energy of Gemini. So this is good. We're moving back forward. Now, the third house of writing, teaching, communications, buying, selling, trading, siblings, short distance travel, websites. I like to put websites in there, teaching. All of this area starts to light back up, but it's not new. You have seen this already. We're not out of the Mercury retrograde cycle yet. So it's coming back into this area. But what it can also feel like in your world is like you're curious. We become Gemini, right? We're curious. I want to know about that. I want to talk about that. I want to share about that. So is this the time where you've been writing that book, or you've been putting all of these ideas just into a journal for yourself and you realize it could be a book? Are you making plans to book that trip? What's going on and what are you communicating about? Did you get things together with your money over this last month? You've seen some things, and now communications are different even in your household. Whatever it is, Mercury is back into the energy of Gemini, so it is ready to go. And we're going to see Mercury in this space all the way until we get to the 13th, and then we actually see more energy kind of lift after it gets out of that post-retrograde shadow time all the way until July. So you have a lot of time to work in the Gemini space, a little bit longer because of the retrograde that needed to happen here and went back and forth. Okay, so you've got some time to work this out, chat it out, write down what you need to, and make all kinds of decisions, because that is the realm of Mercury. Okay, when we get to the 14th, we've got a full moon happening in the energy of Sagittarius. Now this is going to be at 23 degrees of Sagittarius, lighting up your ninth house space. Publishing, marketing, broadcasting, teaching, higher education, long distance travel, languages, foreign languages, legal things, immigration, anything that is happening at a higher level. We've got this full moon lighting up, and we want to remember that we've got a full moon. So it means that the sun and the moon are in opposition to each other, but it is a very mental kind of space. So it really has a lot to do with our thinking. But the full moon is asking us to end something, acknowledge something, or make an adjustment to what motivates us. What's the philosophy, the belief structure that I have had, the level of faith that I carry in situations in my life that needs an adjustment? What's my attitude about people, places, and things on this planet that maybe needs an adjustment? Have I gone through this last season and I'm like, you know what, I really thought I wanted to study this particular thing, and it turns out I do want to go to school, but I don't want to study this like this? Or what is happening in the ninth house space for you? You know what? You're right. I need to go ahead and publish this dang book, right? That could definitely be something that is coming up for your reevaluation. So again, please let me know how this manifests for you in the comment section down below. Now, when we get to the 21st of the month, we are going to see the sun enter into the energy of Cancer, lighting up your fourth house space. So the sun brings light, heat, life, and motivation. Now the fourth house is blistering, right? We're going, we're motivated, we're doing things in the home zone, and it's very Cancerian. So we're going to have the sun in this particular place for the next 4 weeks. So what is your focus on things at home? Is your home zone changing? Is a new person coming into your home? Is there a person leaving your home? Is there a renovation that's up? You know, home for you here, right? How does this feel? How does your very first home that you were ever given feel to you right now? What's the state of your psychological foundation in terms of interdependence versus codependence with other people? How do you feel like this is working out for you? Now, I will tell you too, I have this this sense around your home zone because Jupiter is in Aries, right? You're both cardinal energies. So we've got this nice conversation going in the sky where I will tell you, if something is going on in your home, do your best to stay in reality. Okay, Aries? Like Jupiter creates the space of the magnifying, magnificent mind. And you can make something bigger than it actually is. So make sure it's just a little molehill and you don't turn it into a big old mountain, because you may be making decisions about a mountain when actually all you've got is a molehill. So try and stay in the reality the very best that you can, okay? Now on the 22nd, we see Venus entering into the energy of Gemini. Now I love this because first of all, you know, Venus gets busy in the energy of Gemini. It's chatty. She's like, we've got all of these things going on, and we're going to see this energy all the way until July 17th. But the real tie, I think, is that you've had an opportunity while Venus was also in the energy of Taurus to look at and to magnetize your second house, magnetize the money space. Now, you can go do something with it. What decisions are you making? Third house, Gemini energy. What are you communicating? Are you selling that book? Are you writing that book? Did you update the website? And now these become magnetizers for finances, or they become magnetizers for something that you value quite profoundly, but you are needing to communicate it out, or just kind of, you know, bond with people. Let people know that you have a thing, you did a thing, and it's available if they would like to consume it and have it add value to their lives. For many of you, I just keep seeing all month long, did you write that book? Did you make different decisions around your finances? What did you learn, especially around finances, Aries, that we are going to actually see you making these different, that we're going to actually see you making these different decisions now. I'm quite excited to see what that looks like. Okay, now on the 28th, we've got Neptune turning into its retrograde, and we're going to see Neptune turning into retrograde at 25 degrees of Pisces. Again, outer planet regularly goes retrograde, so nothing new, and Neptune really does work below the level of consciousness, so it can be just a little bit more quiet of an energy. But when Neptune goes retrograde, one of the things that I think we get to do is settle back into new ideals. We get to review the ideals we have been living out in public and see if they actually match. Like, do those ideals match the reality that I'm in? Or have I been living or trying to force ideals into relationships, into a reality that is not actually mine? And sometimes this can be quite sad. It's this idea of, you know, I thought my marriage was going to look like fill in the blank. And that's because we've had a misunderstanding of commitment. I thought that money would look like this, and it looks like this. And that's because I've had a misunderstanding of the vibration of money, right? So it's a real opportunity to step back and have a genuine rediscovery of where I'm delusional in my thinking and where I just also need to come into alignment with the ideals that will allow that vibration of my vision to come to pass. I think it's a really lovely energy. Now, as we close out this month on the 28th, we're going to have a new moon happening in the energy of Cancer, and this is going to be at 7 degrees. So at the new moon, we're planting our seeds of intention to begin something new or to allow a fresh start to something. So at this point in the month, what are you planting your seeds of intention around? Your home, family, real estate, property, the things that within you make you feel safe, beautiful, loved, and secure. What are you planting your seeds of intention to bring into your life to allow those to manifest? This is going to be a huge question for you at the end of the month, but I think genuinely you've learned a lot about value and you've learned a lot about financial decisions over this last couple months, and maybe that has shown you that you don't want to play with your money like that. You don't want to play with your self-esteem like that because it causes you to feel insecure and unstable in your own particular home, or maybe even creates chaos in your home. So whatever this looks like, I do think that the question of security becomes available for you to answer at this particular new moon for the month, okay? All right, my beautiful Aries, I hope you have a gorgeous month. Please keep me posted on how it's rolling out for you in the comment section down below. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe, check out your YouTube Academy videos coming up, and I'll see you next month. Bye, Aries.